This is so sad here. More of the same. This woman is demented. You can change the name of this title if you want to get a different thumbnail, but I think it's perfect. Marianne Williamson, how can we miss you if you don't go away? If there's anybody who should ever go away, someone who offers nothing, someone who is pro-Israel to the nines right there. I mean, I was happy with her stances on COVID, but other than that, I mean, it's the same crap that this fear of the impending fascism, fam. Right? Remember the Bernie Sanders people? We're talking about impending fascism. That's a reason for us to vote for Joe Biden. What do you have to offer? What's your problems? Your problem is Donald Trump is fascism here, and we have to vote me in now because it's not that Joe Biden's bad. He just has nothing to offer. Like, really? That's what you're going with? That you just have more? You can't look at and see the crap that Joe Biden, at the end of the day, she's a Democrat. She's a blue no matter who. Here she is unsuspending her campaign, wasting all our time, just allowing herself to set herself up for more embarrassment. Marianne Williamson, please go away.
Hey, I have an important announcement to make. As of today, I am unsuspending my campaign for the presidency of the United States. I had suspended it because I was losing the horse race. But something so much more important than the horse race is at stake here, and we must respond. Right now, we have a fascist standing at the door. Everybody's all upset about it. Well, we should be upset about it, but we're not going to defeat the fascist by what? What is President Biden offering? He says, let's finish the job. Well, I hope you realize we're talking about millions of voters for whom they can't even survive unless they work at 2 or 3 jobs. What is he saying beyond, the economy is really doing well? Are you kidding me? For whom? It's doing well for 20% of us, and that's to be celebrated. But that 20% is on an island surrounded by a vast sea of economic despair. 39% of the American people report that they are regularly skipping meals in order to pay their rent. Over half of bankruptcies come from medical debt 1 in 4 Americans carry. We're now living at a time where economic anxiety is experienced by the majority of people living paycheck to paycheck, the minimum wage not having been raised, and increasing militarism. What's going on here? Well, I'll tell you what's going on here. We, the people, basically don't own this country right now. Abraham Lincoln said that people who died in the Civil War for the Union had died so that a government of the people, by the people, and for the people would not perish from the earth. It's perishing now and on our watch. We're a government for all intents and purposes of the corporations, by the corporations, and for the corporations, and we need a president who says this. And we need a president who lays down an agenda and says, we're going to turn this thing around. We're going to take an economic U-turn. Who inspires the American people? We can do different. We can do better. That's what it is to make this country great again, to return it to a time when we actually had a thriving middle class. And you don't do that with Donald Trump's policies. You do that with Medicare for all. You do it with tuition-free college and tech school. You do it with using the Higher Education Act, the entire college loan debt. You do it with paid family leave and subsidized child care. You do it with guaranteed housing, guaranteed living wage, guaranteed sick pay. We change this world. We make it more beautiful. We have to respond to Donald Trump's dark vision of possibility. We need to have a peace academy as well as a military academy. We have to have armies of peace builders as well as armies of military personnel. We need to play peace games, not just war games. We need to learn to wage peace. We need to end America's war on drugs. We need to have a ceasefire now. We need to have reparations. We need to have policies that actually expand opportunities and thus expand the economy and expand the possibilities for the future for our children and our children's children. We need to ramp down, not keep ramping up fossil fuel extraction.
Yeah.
We need to take this country in a direction of hope and possibility and regeneration.
That's all right.
I just don't have the time. 1, 2. I just want to. I don't know what. I mean, this is just. I can't even say anything about it. Like, she's just. I don't know what she smoked or if she didn't smoke or. To be honest, but she's just, I don't know. It's the same shit. It's the same thing. We have a fascist at the door. If you're not saying that Biden is also a fascist, I'm not here for it. You know what I mean? If you're not equally criticizing Biden as much as you are Trump, then you're full of shit. You're just full of shit. I don't know what else to tell you. And Joe Biden lost to uncommitted He didn't he didn't lose to any, he lost to uncommitted, to people who are uncommitted. That's insane. That means that nobody wants anybody, any of these people for president. They don't want any of these people. And one of them is going to win. So it doesn't matter. People need to realize, like, people like Marianne are just there for their own self-promotion. They're there to promote whatever advocacy, whether it's Cornel West, who literally went on RBN to say, what, months ago, and said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be held accountable. I'm going to come back once a month." Bullshit. He didn't, and we told you who he was here. We told you he wouldn't do that. We told you that he was just an academic and an intellectual who has a lot of shortcomings. Because again, I'll say this: the academics, they lose sight of the reality because they start living in a different world than everybody else. And that also happens with the journalist class that ends up living in a different world than everybody else. And these people have no affiliation with the working class anymore because they don't know what's going on. They're not in it. So all that matters is these virtue signals. People like Marianne, people like Cornel West, they're just virtue signaling at this point of the things that they want, but it's not existing. It's hard for me to have these discussions. Just, I don't even know. I'm at a loss of words. I just don't know what else to say about her.
No, there's not much to say. They would just have to report on it and move on. That's it. You're right. I mean, probably shouldn't have. I wanted to hear what you had to say. The virtue signaling, I was high level over there.
Yeah.
But hearing people going, "Yeah, let's go." Oh